want to be insulting the freedom of speech. Everyone has the right to freedom of speech, and it's good to stand by that principle. But these people are not standing by that principle. They're standing by the principle of hatred for other people. That's their guiding light. That's what they do. They are intentionally trying to provoke a response from the Muslim community, and unfortunately, this was predictable. And you know that because the police told them in order to hold this event, they would have to have $10,000 worth of security on hand. They had a SWAT team outfitted like it was Baghdad. So obviously someone knew that there was a likelihood that some stupid person would do this.
So I guess we should quell free speech because some stupid person might do something. Pretty twisted take on the situation. Joining us now for, I'm sure, a much better take is Congressman Ted Poe, Republican from the great state of Texas, chairman of the House Subcommittee on Terrorism, member of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. Congressman, I welcome you. You have sounded the alarm over and over and over again about our southern border, about the threat of terrorism, in fact, about warnings about ISIS along the U.S. southern border.
That's correct. The southern border of the United States is wide open, contrary to what the administration says, and we're getting everybody. We're getting the good and the bad and the ugly, and a lot of the people that come across, we don't know anything about them.
Well, that's absolutely true, and of course that speaks to the need for border security, which is a whole other issue. But let's talk about the fact, in your role as chairman of the House Subcommittee on Terrorism and coupled with being on the Foreign Affairs Committee, what kind of a watershed moment is this, if at all, that now we have ISIS saying they were our soldiers, these two terrorists who shot up or wanted to shoot up that event but got killed in the process?
Well, it's not surprising, really. These two individuals came to Texas, wanted to kill in the name of their radical belief of Islam. ISIS claims that they are their soldiers, and it's interesting that this particular situation is retaliation for someone else disagreeing with these individuals, like ISIS, for example. ISIS preaches that everybody should be tolerant of their belief in Islam, but they are never tolerant of someone who disagrees with them. So they lash out, and in a violent way here, have the nerve to someone have a different opinion, go ahead and try to kill them. And that's what happened in this situation in Texas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you think it's more likely, based on what you know, either the stuff that I don't know or stuff that's been out there, that these two worked on their own, inspired by ISIS, or that somehow they got an order, which is the implication from a radio broadcast today by ISIS, that these were, as I said, their soldiers, implying that they gave the order?
At this point, I believe they were inspired by ISIS, encouraged by ISIS and the beliefs. One of them had traveled overseas. We know that already, and was even detained and arrested by the FBI. Subsequently, a judge let him go, but I don't know if we have the exact, if they were soldiers that ISIS thought they were soldiers, but they were certainly ISIS sympathizers and believe the way that ISIS believes, and were encouraged by the social media that's available to commit this crime.
Do you believe, Congressman, that there are ISIS? We're always going to come up against people who are inspired. Do you believe that there are in this country, along with the good, the bad, and the ugly that you referred to, and whether they came through the southern border, the northern border, or some other way, do you believe, or off of an airplane, do you believe that there are ISIS cells or members who are here and are plotting and planning?
Steve, I would say the same thing. I believe there are ISIS sympathizers, ISIS wannabes that follow their philosophy and are acting accordingly. For specific cells, I can't say that.
Right. You mean you don't know of any, or you're not at liberty to say?
Both.
Okay. I get the message. Very briefly, Hillary now says that she's for a path to citizenship on immigration. Are you glad she's distinguished herself on this, and hopefully the Republican candidate or nominee will be different on that?
Well, I hope that the Republican candidate takes a strong position on immigration and believes in the rule of law in the United States and comes up with a plan. I think that's been the problem of the Republicans all along. They're not outspoken, and they certainly don't have a plan to deal with the problem of whether it's border security or other immigration issues. So, yeah, at least she came out for something, and trying to get people from attacking her.
Right, and she didn't do it in an email that she then deleted. So that's pretty
right,
good.
yes.
Congressman, great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Take care. Congressman Ted Poe, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, it's Gimme 5, and I think you're going to like this one quite a lot. Right here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Don't go away, folks.